All right. Hi. I'm here. Okay. So, yeah. I see my commissioner is in the chat. That's the only person that I see right now. But that's okay. That's okay. And, okay. Let's just go ahead and switch to my overlay. There we go. Yep. So I have a new, fresh new Cubase project open. Now to start, I'm going to start off with some sound design. First of all, the most important thing in this song is going to be the drums. So I'm going to go ahead and see what drums we can come up with. I'm going to go ahead and add some new instruments. Let's start with track instruments for right now. I'm just going to go a standalone, well, not a standalone, but I'm not ensemble. I'm going to go with I'm going to go with just a regular player. Yeah. Well, not really any name for right now. Let me put my headphones on. There we go. Okay, so first of all, I don't think there's really anything in here, but I'm going to go ahead and see what kind of percussion instruments I have. I mean, yeah, snare drums, toms. Rototoms wouldn't really be applicable to this. Toms would be good. So yeah, taikos. Taiko 7, Taiko 6. That's not the rim. There we go. And then toms. Hi, how's it going? Oh yeah, I forgot to do the thing where I switch the latency. So I got that. Oh no, I can't switch it midstream. Oh well, I completely forgot. Oh, I completely forgot to switch the stream latency. Sorry. Why do I feel like it's not very loud? Is this on? Could you hear anything that whole time? Because it said maybe it was muted, but I think something. But yeah. Well, my screen might have been muted. I don't think my microphone was. But yeah. Okay. I just tried actually unmuting it. So hopefully I can come up with some pretty good drum sounds. So I also have this field drum where it's kind of like a marching snare, but also I do have a drum set, just a plain regular drum set, but it's got some pretty good sounds in it. And I don't believe I have anything special in here. Yeah, it's pretty much just the same stuff. Except I like these ones better because I can put them in my own space. I don't think the stuff in here is really going to be of any use to me. Flute, strings, runs, small percussion, meaning things like shakers and stuff like that. Yeah, the choir. What is this? Oh, it's a bell. It doesn't matter. Well, then that doesn't really matter then. So yeah, none of that stuff really applies. So it's really just stuff that I can find in here and in here. Just kind of want to put a little collection of the drums I like. And then of course, these are dry sounds. Really, it'll be more something like this when I'm done. Just all that with the reverb, I just like keeping it dry for right now. So yeah, if we want some bass lines and stuff, I'm also going to go ahead and add a new session of do I not have Serum on here? I know I have Serum on here. Where did my Serum go? I know I have Serum. I literally just messed with it. Maybe Massive would work. I don't know. Maybe we can try that. Let me just try. Go ahead and yeah. Which ones did I have? Which ones did I favorite for my bass lines? That one would work. Something like that, but I would also like to get to just go ahead and get some actual orchestral sounds in here. So I'm going to go ahead and get another player in here, but this time, I think I have some things in here I can use. Strings. Oh, these are just that. But not that. Strings, which would be good, but ham, and then I have there we go, just kind of like a sketch orchestra. But really, of course, I'm here for the drums, so I think I got a good collection of sounds going. Now I guess it's just a matter of writing the rhythms and such. So now we just kind of the boring part where I just kind of fiddle around until I hear something I like. And also trying to learn the very inconsistent controls here. Maybe it would help if I actually put a reverb on the whole stereo out real quick. So I'm going to go to my, not filter, reverb. I'm going to go to my, oh, which one was it? I think it was reference. Yeah. Okay. Of course. Which one? I think. Which one was not that? I like one of these. That just completely kills the transients. Yeah, I don't really like that one as much. Let's try Dutch concert hall. There's a lot of mids in that. I don't know. There's a lot of mids in that. I feel like finding one of these things. I like how they gymnasium, really? Love the gymnasium. Oh yeah, right here. I hate it when it does that. Where does it go? Here we go. But maybe I won't worry about this too much. I was just kind of playing around with it. Yeah. I mean, I don't really worry about it too much. What I will do is I will take this, what I have in here, and I'll just go ahead and put the native reverb on it. Sounds better than anything else I could put in that, really. And then I have that orchestra. I'm not sure what reverb is on it right now. It looks like I do, but there. Yeah. Yeah. Just so we get a good sort of bass line. But yeah. If I could route my current okay, yeah, I can. But now I can't get them off. There we go. So yeah. Can I do tremolo? Yes, I can. Oh, right here. Yeah, just something to play around with. And yeah. Perhaps I can go ahead and duplicate this. Duplicate. Or I could just add an ensemble. Let me just go ahead and add. No, I don't. Let me just go ahead and create a new ensemble instance. Okay, so then we just go ahead. I don't need a bus. Yeah. Just go ahead and add some instances of the percussions that I have, which would be I can test adding taikos, adding, because I know I want taikos in there. Adding will this help me at all? I don't think so. Well, I'm not hearing anything. Well, I mean, it should play when I'm doing this. Oh, you know what? I don't think it's routed to the correct output. Let me go ahead and do that real quick, if I can remember how. I think I can remember how. It's up here somewhere. I think preferences. Man, there's like 50 different settings menus in this program. I can never remember. Audio's routed. But yeah, I can only remember. It's not this. It's like a interface. Great. I feel like every single stream I have this problem. I can't find a setting of any sort. Instance. It's gotta be in preferences, right? It's the audio device. So audio device. To be able to hear it. Might be in. Nope. Yeah. Oh, yep. I just bored away all of my viewers. And it's not this, right? Man, every single time I open this program, I have the same problem. Project settings. No. Are you serious? It's not under... See what I mean about how they all have like 50 different settings menus? Audio device. Audio device. Is this piano synchron player? You know what? Well, because this is kind of important. I need to be able to hear what I'm playing. It's just routed to the wrong thing. Why is the pan law in here and in that preferences setting? Is it because I'm in an ensemble and not a standalone? Do I need a master bus? Bus. Send. No. Effects. No, this isn't what I need. Not disabled. Delete. Here we go. And yeah, it's not this. Perhaps? I'm really sick of this. But this is in Cubase. What you're hearing, not this. I don't really want to keep messing with this the entire night. Open server project. It's not in project settings. But maybe it's gonna have to be. Just gonna go ahead and connect it to that. Just because I really need some MIDI in it right now. Here we go, I can hear it now. I can hear it. So yeah, this isn't really that useful to me. This is like George of the Jungle. That would be cool. So yeah, I can just go ahead and name these taikos. Hammers. I'm gonna go ahead and add a toms. Studio percussion. Yeah, concert toms. Oh, snare drums A4. That'd be cool. That would actually be really powerful. Yeah. Studio percussion. Snare drums A4. You have to go? Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, see ya. I'll be trying. It definitely is in its final form. So yeah. Good luck, thank you. I got this. I think. Mounts. Snares A4. Let's see what else we can come up with if There's not really anything else in here. Not really anything in here unless we have any, like, congas, maybe? Yeah, I don't think so. Don't mind me. I'm just learning what the heck all of these are. Jazz drums, maybe. But let me see if I can use that power drums. Power drums, there we go. There we go. And let me just go ahead and open a standalone piano. Just so I can go ahead and let's see. So now it's kind of the boring part where I have to fiddle around and try and come up with something that I like. There we go. That's kind of cool. Nah, that's kind of lame. Yeah, it could be in 6/8, I would think. Either that or I like the C better. Well, so something I was thinking was this the orchestra? Okay. You need to stop for a second. Where is that power button? Stop. Deactivate. I found it. But it's not there. I need you to halt. Pianos. Can I just let me deactivate this instance? Let me deactivate this instance. Let me deactivate this instance. Or I could just turn this all the way down. I could do kind of like a polymeter thing. Hi, how's it going? I'm doing the boring part of composing, just kind of fiddling around, seeing what I can do. What sounds good, sort of. Also, please be nice. I'm playing with a delay. There's like a half a second delay between what I'm playing and what I'm hearing. Also, I totally forgot to set the latency, and it turns out you can't change the setting midstream. I did think about it though. I thought about it, but it was too late because I started the stream already. But I totally would have done it before if I... Stupid delay. I totally would have done it. I totally would have done it if I had remembered. There we go. I can't hear the delay. Why is the chat like creeping up on my other side there? Yeah, I mean, let me just switch to my chatting screen real quick and just kind of well, maybe over here. And hopefully, nope, it's still sticking out. Okay, I don't know. Or I could just hide it for now. Let me just turn that off and then go back to my mainstream overlay. There we go. I mean, boring, yeah, but it's but yeah, remembering it. Well, not boring. I'm just scared I'm gonna lose viewers because you should see the map of concurrent viewers I have right now. It looks like the Himalayan mountains. It's like up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. What I'm using now is kind of like a sketch orchestra. It's just a sketch of the strings. I'll show you. Let's see. Yeah, this right here. I am currently using the Epic Orchestra Appassionata strings. Yeah, so if I have other strings, well, if I have woodwinds. I'm not going to keep it like this. I actually prefer orchestrating my stuff rather than just making something do it for me. Because you can hear a pretty hard cutoff. Where violas just die. Come on! You say remembering to do it is one step closer to actually doing it, but how many steps until I actually do it? Because I also keep remembering to stop, I also keep forgetting to stop Streamlabs from timing out people when they dare to send me messages longer than like 2 words. I can still see your messages though. Yeah, noodling on the piano, and also noodling on the piano, and also finding settings that I can't find no matter what I do. Oh, no wonder it sounded so weak. I was on staccato. I needed to be... Oh, wait, no. It was on staccato. I just wasn't playing hard enough, apparently. But I can turn the expression up. I can have, like, tremolo to start it. Sort of like, Why was that so loud? That was my thermostat clicking. Why? And by the way, I'm living in a pretty modern apartment, but my air conditioner, I'm not kidding about this. I'm not kidding when I say this. My air conditioner is older than I am. I I know. I checked the manufacturer date. I checked the manufacturer date. It's older than I am. Maybe you can add an epic horns, but I'm still trying to figure out an how to get ensemble how to get ensembles to work alongside Cubase, because it's kind of weird. There isn't really much support for rack instruments anymore, which is uh I don't I don't know why is it showing different settings or different parameters than what I had here. Yeah, see? Here we go with the settings stuff, where it's like I have to keep fiddling with settings and stuff, but track control settings, rack instruments. No, that's an instrument track. So why is it different then? I don't even know what it's showing me. How's it going? Hey, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Yeah. I'm trying to pretend I'm not a fraud. Is what I'm doing. How about you? Every time I see a new viewer, I always break out the one melody I managed to compose so far. Nope. I also thought about this, but I don't really like that. I like changing the chord a little bit here, because this C allows me to easily transition to like that. And yeah, do you see why I don't like using just just strings, just sketch orchestras? Like, yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's yeah, that's not obvious at all. That's not obvious at all. Just the violas just die. Just down there. Yeah, they don't slowly fade it out or anything. They just nope. Here too, huh? Yeah, it's just I'm just using this to start. So yeah, I'm fresh Cubase track. But I'm thinking of just opening up Dorgo anyway, because I'm really not good at composing in DAWs. I like composing in this. I just don't like having multiple audio programs open, because I just don't like dealing with that, like the MIDI routing issues and stuff. just kind of me here writing that. But you know what? It's time. I kind of got my instruments that I like lined up. It's time for me to actually start writing some. Yeah, I don't know who likes I don't I don't know who likes doing that. Dude, piano roll sucks. But again, that's why I'm writing my plugin. I'm making a plugin specifically to absolve that issue. I don't know if I used that word correctly. Um, didn't I just hit new? Oh wait, no, create new. Yeah. But again, the question is now, I'm not planning on making this like super huge. I'm not making this super huge. So yeah. Sorry. And by the way, Koch is being pretty good. She's sleeping on her bed right now. Just kind of sitting there, waiting for me to be done. That was score. Still prefer the DAW or direct. Yeah, I mean, I disagree, but just whatever helps. I guess it's just I really am used to sheet music. I I just can't read it. I just can't read piano roll easily. Let's go ahead and make this 8.5. Well, let's just go tabloid. And then size 7 will be fine. I want to do this in 6/8 G minor. It's only going to be about a minute long, so it really doesn't have to have that many measures. I had no idea what instruments it was going to give me because it doesn't actually tell you what instruments are in said template before it gives it to you. So yep, here we go. Setup tab. Only one flute. Well, that might be all I need. I think. So yeah. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add the scoring I like. I think I would like for this a flute ensemble. One part, but multiple flutes playing said part. So flutes, oboe, and then I'm going to say 2 clarinets. I forget what I'm doing. Well, no, not that. Just what? Why? Sort. Orchestral, please. There we go. Let's add another clarinet. Yep, B flat. So yeah, and also another bassoon. Just because I like having 2 bassoon parts. Bassoons are very useful instruments. For the horns, I kind of want 2 horn parts, but staff takes away the notes of the scale. Well, yeah, sure, but yeah, so I'm going the other way from DAW. and trying out notation. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, the good thing about notation is that it the scales are much easier to read because every diatonic note is equally spaced apart from each other. But the bad thing about notation is that the scales are easy to. It's the same exact thing. I already forgot what I was gonna say, but you're picking up on the parallelism I'm trying to get across, right? Scales are easy and what's good about notation is that scales are easy. What's bad about notation is that scales are easy. So yeah, I find notation good. I find notation fun, good, cool. Because, man, this delay is killing me. I might want to mute my mic for a second. Okay. Notations? Music notation is fun. I like it because the notes of the scale are... Because I can see that scale's easier. But I know a lot of people that don't do notation as well because you can see the scale easier. It's just, yeah, the notes are so tiny, I just can't. But also, one of the things you have to realize is the durations, too. Because the durations also matter. I can see the durations much easier, and you would think because the piano roll is equally spaced, you could see the durations, but no, I just like seeing like how the beams group and stuff like that. It's just, yeah, I just find notation much easier to read. I'm going to turn condensing off for this. And yes, as soon as I muted my mic, I could talk much better. Muted my mic, I mean deafen, really. You can still hear my mic, I just muted the monitor. Turn off condensing. I can't turn off condensing. From here, I have to switch to write mode, turn off condensing, then go back. Same thing, 2 trumpets. I'm going to add another trumpet. B-flat trumpet too. Brass. Another trumpet. What I kind of don't like about Dorco is that it sorts every instrument by alphabetical order. And that can mess me up too, because I'm used to seeing them in score order. There's also no trombones. I kind of want trombones. So let me go ahead and add 2 trombones. Of course, duplicate. And a tuba. Though of course, sometimes in orchestra they don't even have tubas. Tubas could be done away with entirely, but I feel like tuba would be useful for this. But yeah. I need the staves justified. I think I can go a little bit smaller on the pages. Page size? Maybe like 8.5 by 14. Yeah, something like that. That's good. It's kind of the standard page size for decently large orchestral scores anyway. If they get too large, I use 11 by 17. I have written a piece that I needed 11 by 17 paper on. But yeah, this is kind of the size of the orchestra that I'm going to have here. Yeah, I mean, no tubas, yeah. Sometimes, Yeah, in bands, you pretty much never see it without the tuba. In fact, in a lot of old scores, you'll see, in a lot of old band scores, you'll see the tubas labeled as basses, and that's because some of the, some of the, back when the concert band was first starting, we were still kind of figuring out what instrument was going to play the bass part. The tuba wasn't really that well established at that point either. So I might have to make a video going over like bass instruments in bands and orchestras. Because yeah, we went through a lot of cursed instruments trying to figure out the tuba, like the serpent and the ophicleide, and don't even get me started on the sarrusophone. But yeah, I'm glad we eventually landed on the tuba. In hindsight, it was pretty obvious, huh? Just take a trumpet, make it, well, big, and boom. And yeah, this piece is only going to be like a minute long. Let me put in a tempo real quick. I'll have to switch to right mode first. Oh yeah, I forgot what I was going to do. I was going to put in just a drum set. It's not just going to be a drum set. It's going to be a sarrusophone. Yeah, consider yourself lucky. It was the best we could come up with in terms of bass instruments. It was kind of like the saxophone in the sense that it was an instrument family that they wanted to put in us. Like you're gonna have like the clarinet, the big long clarinet family, the big long saxophone. Oh, my voice, the big long saxophone family, and then the big long sarrusophone family. And the sarrusophone family went through natural selection and became extinct. Yeah, dark times. Those 19th century years. And then, so yeah, what I was going to do. Tempo. Let's see. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a. I'm kind of speeding up just to see what I can do. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a. Let's go 128. Dotted quarter note equals 128. I don't even think I know what a sarrusophone sounds like, but I kind of don't really want to hear one. I do have a short where I showed off what a lupophone sounds like. I imagine it doesn't sound very different from that. And if it sounds anything like the lupophone, I don't really need to, I don't really feel the need to know what it sounds like. I feel like they kind of went extinct for a reason. I'm going to go ahead and switch my MIDI over to no performer over here, or do I really? No, I'll just use the piano. So I'm going to turn this back up, and then I'm going to turn Cubase MIDI routing off. See? Did I said I didn't know how to pronounce your name? Did you leave and change your name and then come back just because I said that? I'm sorry. You could have just told me how to pronounce your name. You didn't need to go and change it. Oh man. Sarrusophone it does kind of look like an ophicleide, but it's different because ophicleides are are brass instruments, actually, and saxophones are actually double reed instruments. It's just we wanted to use that as the base for a tuba in place of a tuba because we haven't really solidified the tuba yet, but we got the tuba working pretty good. Okay, so I just reminded you of it. I just reminded you to do it. Yeah. Um, but yeah, let me go back to. I don't remember where I had this, I think. Yeah, I had this right here. I'm just going to go ahead and deactivate that so I can use the piano while I'm composing. Just kind of trying to come up with a good opening chord. You know what would be cool? A harp. Well, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I'm going to really start this piece here. And by the way, pro tip, if you're, oh my God. That wasn't the pro tip. I just inhaled my own saliva again. I don't know why I keep doing that, but pro tip, if you're writing runs for strings or harp or anything, use pentatonic scales. Pentatonic scales are really good because they don't have half steps in them. Oh, come on! Streamlabs, you're embarrassing me. Yeah, and I mean, I feel like the the staff, just, I mean, it gets you just writing in a notation software in general. I know Dorgo really complains if you go outside harp pedals. A lot just writing in notation just gets you to think about what instruments can actually do rather than just coming in here, plopping down a sketch orchestra and trying to produce a piece with that. Like, real players aren't going to be able to do that. That's just kind of like my pet peeve with producing something only in, like, exclusively in DAWs. Stacked force would be kind of cool. Depends on what your goal is, yeah. That was like my thing. Because I'm trying to come up with like a non-gatekeepy way to say that I just don't like it when composers just compose exclusively in DAWs. Like, you have to think about the orchestra. Like, producers can do it fine if your goal is to make it sound good, but orchestration, by definition, requires that you need to be thinking about the instruments that are going to be playing your piece. And even though no one's actually going to be playing this, I still just like to get into the habit of it because I'm a composer. I compose for live instruments. That's just like my thing. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to say is the your goals, yeah, along that line. So yeah, here I kind of get a run up to this using 16th fills. Yeah, see? That's pretty good. And then let's go ahead and put in that melody I made. Except natural. I feel like maybe we can bring the tempo down one click. And actually, we really don't even need the staccatos because they're pretty much just going to play this staccato anyway. Kind of take that down. And then violas 2. Did it not put the piano in there? Man, my throat still hurts from that. Ouch. But that was kind of all. That was kind of all I got. But yeah, we're gonna start the drums right away. Again, this piece is only about a minute long. Since I have the tempo in there, just gonna go ahead and look at the timestamp for this. See, this is already about 50 seconds-ish. Well, actually, yeah, this number of measures is pretty good. Brought for this commission? Let me bring it up. Because it was pretty cool, actually. So what he wrote to me was, something where you can feel the beat of the drums flowing through your heart, make you feel like you're strong. No matter what comes, we are going to face it. So yeah, so just kind of really roaring, inspiring, almost cheesy sounding strings here. That's why I got like the whole orchestra going. So I added the drum set. Obviously, it's not going to stay a drum set because that's why I had like the whole thing going for all of these different percussion instruments. So in terms of drum set, I wish I had a good template set up. Let me just play around. I wish there was an easier way to do this in here. I wish I had just had a drum pad here for me. Sorry, when I fall silent, I'm just kind of thinking. Maybe it would help if I wrote the drums first. So if I come over here and just start kind of... You know what? I might switch it to 3/4 here. If I go over here and just, yeah, eighth note equals eighth note. Like that. So then I could go ahead and switch it to 3/4. Because 1, 2, and 3. Like if I use my hands, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1. Because before it was like 1 and 2 and 3, yeah, 1 and 2 and 3, yeah, 1 and 2 and 3, yeah, 1 and 2 and 3, yeah. Now it's 1 and 2 and 3, yeah, 1 and 2 and 3, yeah, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3. You see what I'm doing? God, it does not let me do that. I think I need like a little break. My throat still hurts from that. My throat still hurts from that. I think I need some water. How about 8:30? Take like a 10-minute break or so. 8:30 my time, of course. That's in 6 minutes. I keep forgetting time zones exist. I'm still kind of new to this whole YouTuber thing. I hate how it's not giving me the sound. It's not. Oh, it's just kind of. Why is it even doing a woodblock sound? Woodblock sound. I literally just made a short about this. I really don't even need the stupid woodblock anyway. One, two. Stop that. Yeah, why? Check this out. Tom 4, woodblock. Apparently, I don't know how to put in drums in Torgo. I could just do that. If I do this, if I change the note head, nope, it's still woodblock. Again, it's not going to stay like this. Yeah. That might be an off-camera thing. Let's just try and see if I can come up with some orchestral, just kind of undertones for the drum set. The drums in general. The drums are going to kind of be drum. Orchestra. I just kind of need melodies that are cool but aren't like super overbearing. Maybe something in like the tenor range. I've been looking for an excuse to use that. I'd also do something like with Dorian mode-ish. Dorian mode is pretty heroic. Yeah. I kind of don't want to take said break now, actually, because the number of concurrent viewers that I have right now is 4, and that's the highest it's ever been, and I kind of want to keep that number. Don't worry, I'm sure it's going to go down soon. I'm just kind of thinking of chords. I need to be thinking more melody. Or rather like a couple of... or maybe at least like a couple of lines. Kind of like the line for like the basses to be playing, and then a line for like the cellos and the trombones. Whenever I look down, it kind of widens my eyes. I don't like that. I'm sure it has something to do with my glasses. YouTube just recommended me to you? Hey, how's it going? Well, welcome. I'm glad you found me. I'm also just glad YouTube is actually recommending me to people. And also it's completely understandable that you've never seen my work before. I didn't actually, well, I haven't actually posted it yet. I'm working on that. I've been posting my old music in the form of background music from my videos. Every background music I have used in my videos has been my own music, except for when I specifically say it's not. It's funny. So in case anyone thinks that I haven't posted my music on YouTube, I have. Well, not like that. That's ugly. I was kind of tempted to do something like with marching battery percussion here, but I thought, nah, it needs to be like more cinematic. Plus, I don't really have that much experience writing for battery percussion. See, bad stream to forget to turn on, to turn off to turn on, to forget to turn on low latency. Oh yeah, just a fair warning, if you send messages longer than like 10 words, Streamlabs will time you out. Oh my god. Streamlabs is so embarrassing. Like a guard dog that won't shut up when a delivery man comes with pizza to your front door. My experience, I have been composing for a few years, maybe almost. I don't even know how long I've been composing. How long have I been composing? Like less than a decade. I would say a few years, but not quite a decade. My composing style is more concert band and orchestra oriented, but I do a lot with EDM and dance music. I kind of write in the style for that. We, well, yeah. Maybe I can, yeah, I mean, I can kind of take a detour here. Uh, it's not like this piece has a deadline or anything. In the email, he specifically told me to just completely take your time, no rush at all. He didn't give me a deadline at all. He just said take however as long as you need. And that I'm not going to put it off or anything. I do want to complete it. I just kind of want to take a detour since you're new and all that. And plus, I get the opportunity to show off some stuff. Which I kind of like. Don't get that opportunity very often. Yeah, so let's go ahead and change this header to showing. Oh yeah, I forgot I have to switch my keyboard input. Yeah, just showing off. Composition experience style, i.e. showing off. Boom. Okay. Yeah, one of my pieces that I've been working on in stream, I haven't worked on it on stream in a while. The one that I'm working on now, it's almost done. I just have to produce the mock-up. Is this one. There we go. There's my band score. Yeah, band score. Go ahead and listen to it, and I could just kind of talk about. I just hope my voice comes through. I'm gonna have to turn on my monitor again. There we go. There's my ugly voice that I can hear again. Just to make sure my voice is coming through the audio. All right, let me start this, and you'll kind of get my my style as I go. So yeah, I have a band. It will not zoom in. Oh yeah, because my keyboard is still on the freaking main PC. There we go. Well, not there we go. I haven't. verify that it was it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Man, Mac takes so long. With Windows, it's instant. But it's Mac, But yeah, I kind of based this piece on trance music. That's TRANCE, by the way. But yeah, I kind of like this one because EDM. This is what I've been working on during stream lately. Just fiddle with the OBS to make sure my voice is actually coming through. But yeah, see, I kind of fiddle with drums a bit. I even use the timpani a little bit. You can see the timpani doesn't really match the notes that are being played by other instruments. I did that on purpose. Oh, it gets better, trust me. I had the cymbals dampening. See that? I have a clarinet 2 doing staccato and a clarinet 3 doing slurs. And I had the alto sax kind of acting like a fourth clarinet here a little. Since this is for kind of a high school band, add cues for the bassoon, because I don't know for sure they're going to have any. And here I kind of have like these interlocking notes from the horns, the trombones, and the clarinets. Just kind of this horn pad-like effect. My favorite orchestration part, this measure right here. And see the interlocking things again? Just kind of create the illusion of a fully sustained note. I was the bassoonist in my school band. Hell yeah. Got a little spectralism there. Did you catch that? Yeah, I don't want to keep the trumpet up too much. Check this out. I have the... Yeah, this part's quiet. But I have the brass players... I have the brass players blowing through the instrument here. Which I think will be a pretty cool sound effect. And check this out, I also have the timpani playing the same thing. Almost the same thing. I kind of cheat on this note because I only have so many timpani. Bit underappreciated, that's exactly why I learned it. I really like No Performer. It lets me do things like this. I really hate it that it does that. Only had 2 timpani, that's such a crime. 3 at least. Those interlocking notes back on. And key change. Purposely space that chord very openly. I have the glockenspiel and the crotales playing like a little fugal thing here. And then the trumpets doing that too. And then bringing back the old idea from the beginning, but with different orchestration. And yeah. This is actually a plastic soda bottle tuned to C3. And this is going to be playing kind of underneath that. I had this, oh, it does sound, it's just super quiet. Can I turn that up? Oh, incredible. Thank you. Thank you. I worked so hard on that. I'm so glad it's finally done. That piece, I've been working on that piece for so freaking long. And yes, the soda bottle is, yes. Soda bottle is definitely the instrument of all time. Yes, the bass flute here, boom, all the way up. That's still not very loud. There you can kind of hear it. It's going to be louder, though. Here with real instruments. I'm hoping to produce it to make it sound like it's being played with real instruments, because that's why I have Cubase and the Vienna Synchron Orchestra. Oh no, I hate it when it does that. Oh well. I'm hoping it will be played on actual real instruments eventually. 2-liter soda bottle myself, yeah. Yeah, it's my original sound actually was to use bowed marimba, but I'm already using bowed vibraphone here. So my thing was, well, there's already a bow. Do I really want to make them get 2 bows? Plus, bowing the marimba is kind of hard. It's harder than bowing the vibraphone. Bowing the vibraphone is definitely the easiest mallet instrument to bow. What else do I have in here? But hopefully that demonstrated my what was it called? My style pretty well. What else do I have in here? Dilation. That's a piece I'm working on. I'm not going to show anything about that piece because I am going to keep that a secret for now. Don't worry, it's coming pretty soon. Let's see. Oh yeah, Overworld Symphony. I don't think I have that up there. I could go to Sibelius. I have some stuff in Sibelius too. But yeah, I think that was all I had in Dorco. Sibelius. Good, let's just go to Sibelius. I could just go to Sibelius. That was the one I did for my most recent short. Yeah, I could just go to Sibelius. It will be bounced in several days. Homie, I used it literally 3 days ago. Okay. License in 7 days. I bought a perpetual license. I need to make sure. Yep. Here, let me close it real quick because we close that. Well, quit. Because I need to eject this. I need to eject that because it has all of my personal stuff in it, my personal Sibelius files. And if I reveal those, it might reveal my identity because they're publicly available. Wow, not that one. Compositions. Yeah, this one might work. What do I want to show off? That's the one that I used on that one short. I guess maybe this one, but it's not finished. I don't really have any finished scores in here. But maybe I can finish. Maybe I can turn that off. Yeah, because I imported this from a Windows computer, and the Mac doesn't have. Yeah, see, I tried to warn you. Oh my god, freaking Streamlabs. Go back to your kennel. Go on. Come on. Streamlabs, come on. Down, boy, down. Shows clearly with your right. That was awesome. Thank you. That's a really nice compliment. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's making, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm smiling. Third person compliment. Yeah. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I just need a moment. God. The Automod Streamlabs is such a dog. It's such a guard dog. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. I don't really want to show off this piece. Maybe I'll show you the end. How about that? Just warning, it's a little loud. And hey, you were the one that saw fortissimo, fortissimo, fortissimo all the way down and weren't prepared for it. And I even told you about it. Man, it's weird how much I only finished the ends of all of these pieces, but I'll show you the end of this one too. Again, it's not finished, but okay, this time triple forte all the way through. You better be prepared for it, okay? Yeah, that's the end of that one. I'm going to fix it so it's not just a generic 1-2, 1-2 the entire way through. But yeah, I just like writing ends. I like writing conclusions. Did I? I don't know if I even completed this much of that. This is the one I worked on last time on stream. I don't think this was. No, I think it was in Dorico. I think. Yeah, I did this one at Dorico. Sousa? Really? Sousa. Sousa. I mean, are there any Sousa marches in minor keys? Are there any Sousa marches in minor keys? I'm such a fake band composer, I don't know. Do I have favorite composers? If you stay with me on this channel, you will know who my favorite composers are. You are going to find I am going to talk a lot about The Planets by Gustav Holst. That I know that score. It's 50 minutes long, by the way. Almost an hour. And I know that score like the back of my hand. I mean, yeah, I could see it. March, like, it was just kind of like, in terms of like the tempo and the beat of it, I guess you could kind of say. I mean, I see where you're coming from, yeah. Did I even complete very much of this? I can't even remember. This was a couple weeks ago. Gotta fix that. Oh no, that drum beat just isn't doing it for me. Military band. Yes, military band. But first, yes, I love the first week. When I did my undergrad, his his first suite in E flat was one of the first pieces, I think, if not the first piece I played. One of the other pieces that I played, one of the other first pieces that I played, and this is a really funny story. Keep in mind, graduated from high school, went directly into college. What's the first piece my band director decides to give us? None other than Blue Shades by Frank DeKelly. Famously, one of the most difficult band pieces ever written. Well, I don't know if that's true, but it's really hard. It's a grade 6, and it only goes up to 6, so that's saying something. I mean, but the good thing is, it ended up being probably my favorite band piece of all time. That's if I had to answer the question of what my favorite band piece of all time was, it would be Blue Shades. Instant classic. Many of his ideas, incredibly well done. Parts of that suite in high school. Really? I mean, I know there is a band arrangement of the planets, but only a part of it. You know, fun fact: Gustav Holst hated incomplete performances of the planets, so your band director was doing a grave disservice to him. Cannot believe it. If you're gonna play the planets, you might as well play the whole thing. It's been my dream to be a part of a performance of the planets for such a long time. Man, this is like the funnest stream I've had in a long time. Turns out I like showing off. I like showing off. Who'd have thunk? I could do a lot of that during the telephone stream. It's coming up. But yeah, there's that one. Was there anything in Sibelius? Anything else in Sibelius? String Quartet. I don't think I ever finished that one, but yeah. That one I just did. That one's an old version. I converted that over to Dorica. High school hated him. That's every high school. My band program was pretty good. At least I thought so. But all high schools hate their band program. Like, whenever you see like super cracked high school bands, it's always because their director just does not take no for an answer and just completely demands the principal, because the principal doesn't want to spend any money on anything except for like the football program. That's like the only thing high schools care about. Like, let's be honest. And for me, I personally hate football. I don't understand any of it, even though I was in marching band for all 4 years. And so I had to. I still never got the hang of it. Let me... Oops. I really like... I don't think so. I think those were all like the... I think that was all like my biggest stuff. But yeah, I guess I could kind of talk through my orchestration choices. I might as well make the stream educational, because that's what I do. I'm technically an educational channel after all. Let's talk about petrichor. I do. Let me change the header again. Yeah. How did I write? I don't know, something like that. How long have I been streaming? Like 3 months? Let's see, my first one was April 25th. April, May, June, July, August. Holy crap, 4 months. I've been streaming for a third of a year and I'm still not good at it. Oh my god. Holy crap, this is long. So over here, what I want to show you is the percussion cast. Oh my goodness. Keyboard, 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 keyboard. Come on. It should not take this long. There you go. Sheesh. I have no way to zoom in except by holding control and scrolling. So, see what I have here? I have the toms and the timpani. You would think the bass drum, right? Ugh, that's annoying. You would think the bass drum, but actually no. I'm reserving that for impact moments, and I bring that back in over here. Instead, I use timpani and drum set. D-Ray, once again, I want to ask you about your artistry for a moment. When you write your music, how do you resonate with it, or rather flow? Come on! That's like the 5th time! It's really just inconvenient for me because I have to switch my mouse back to my old computer because I'm not reading it off of my preview screen. I'm reading it off of the YouTube website directly. And when it does that, Streamlabs just completely hides the great stupid brain forgot the words. Hides the messages. Hides the messages. I forget how loud that is. Why is it so loud? It's so annoying. It hides the messages and I have to switch my mouse back to my main PC to click on unhide. Or rather flow with it to produce the effect you desire. I mean, I'm consider myself sort of, when you're an orchestrator that likes EDM, but is just not talented at EDM at all, but knows how to write it, but doesn't know anything about sound design, you learn how to sound design, but with instruments. Like, learn how to. It's like it is orchestration, but it's orchestration in relation to how do you be creative? How do you solve problems? How do you, if you have a sound you want in your mind, how can you make that sound with the tools that you have available? Because I'm looking at this, I go, okay, I want these super like heavy drums, and I see the bracket has come back to haunt me. I see. So what instruments do I have that are like drums? Okay, so I have drum set toms, right? I have timpani, and I have a bass drum. Okay, so I can use that, but I also have a drum set, and drum sets have toms, right? So I can use drum set. I specifically chose to leave out the bass drum from this, even though it definitely could have worked, but just because I have it playing other moments. And the timpani, this piece is in B flat minor, but I have the timpani playing Fs. And the reason for that is because I want it to not be playing the tonic. Because if I have it playing the tonic, then that means if I have it playing the tonic, it sort of reinforces it as a tonal instrument, but I want it to be more of an atonal drum sound. So I have it playing not a tonic. That's so stupid. I don't want it dampening. Stop dampening it on the rests. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. That's a no performer thing. So things like that. Also the bells. So I have glockenspiels, crotales, and vibraphones, and I have it using acrylic mallets specifically. But in terms of my composition process, I find that doing these composition streams is kind of hard for me because it's not like I can just sit down and compose. I have to kind of let like the ideas kind of marinate in my brain just kind of spontaneously when I'm not thinking about it. But that's really kind of how I compose. I don't have dedicated composing sessions. I can't. Basically, what I'm saying is I can't generate musical ideas on command. Is sort of my thing. But yeah, I have stopped horn here. Crotales? Not really. Crotales are pretty standard. They're pretty standard instrument. Any pretty decent stupid. I'm gonna turn off my stupid monitor again because I'm not playing music right now anymore, so I don't really need to know how I sound. But the delay is killing me. Turn monitor off. There we go. Crotales are pretty standard. They're pretty standard instrument. Any halfway decent band should have crotales. Crotales are actually a pretty good bet, especially if they have a marching band and the reason I have, and I want to bring that up, especially if they have a marching band. Oh, what is wrong with I'm doing like opposite voice cracks. Is what you'll find in marching band. What you'll find in marching band are crotales actually mounted onto the end of the marimba. So the crotales are in high school bands likely to be mounted on the marimba in the first place. So we actually have the percussion player that plays the marimba playing the crotales also. So that's just like a little subtle instrumentation hack that I used. I didn't see any crotales and even the band competitions I was at. Yeah, honestly, I don't even know what to say. That is kind of weird. Crotales, I feel like are pretty common. But yeah, and then the brass kind of doing that. I've stopped horn here. And then I have the horn going here. And then I have the vibraphones and the flutes doing the same thing. So I have the flutes playing this here, but I also have the vibraphones doing the same thing under here. What I wanted was to kind of have some movement under this line because the rest of it is just whole notes. So I added this melody line here to give it a little bit of like wave, like a bit of ebb and flow, kind of some undulation, just so it wasn't so stagnant. See if I can play it. I can't play flutes. I'm gonna have to switch to. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna accept the flute. Okay, at this point, you're just asking for it. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Through my years, I found ways to express emotion through my music. Okay, be right back. Gonna look up what that word means. Da 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 da. Neuropsychological trait characterized by a severe difficulty identifying, understanding, and describing one's own emotions. Okay, I'm not going to make some joke that, oh my god, I have that, because I don't. Let's be honest. Oh no, I understand my emotions just fine. It's other people's emotions I struggle with. But yeah, expressing emotion through my music, that's so good. That's like what music is for, right? And yeah, honestly, I write long too. But I find my chat message style is more just sending random, stupid, unfunny messages every now and again, not actually contributing to the conversation. That's like what music is for, you know? Very long. But I don't really have formulaic ways of doing things. I do kind of have a serialism thing going on where I generate ideas based on previous ideas, just things like that. I'm going to change the bot, don't worry. I'm going to turn that off. I don't even know I have that on in the first place. I don't know what I was doing trying to keep people from sending long messages. I think that's just on by default. I don't remember turning that on, but I'll turn that off. I can't find a way to just play the... I mean, I think I could just switch to galley view just for this. So yeah, flutes and vibraphone. So yeah, that's what's going on underneath the horn melody. And you can see I put the slurs staggered from each other so that the flutes can breathe at different times from each other, so the sound doesn't ever have to break. That's not what I meant to do. And yeah, then yeah, that comes. That comes, and then what I did here, I kind of like to show off because I have the horns here. I have the fourth horn coming in here, but and then the third horn, but then the second horn, but and then the first horn coming in with a strong attack and then decrescendoing. So it ends up kind of going like ba ba, kind of like a bam, like a train just passing you or something. I don't really know how to describe it, but long notes and then strong attack, sudden attack here with the first horn. And then of course I already told you about this clarinet thing I had going on where it's staccato here, but what I wanted here was, and then vibraphone helping out with that, of course, because I have staccatos, because this is the marimba right here. It's not a good sustaining instrument. It's kind of staccato, so I have this staccato line going on, and then this line is kind of a contrast because it quiets down, and I have sustained vibraphone playing that in contrast to the staccato, and I have third clarinet slurred. I have the third clarinet slurred, which is a contrast to the staccato that was before it, but I also have the second clarinet playing that line but staccato. And the staccato helps kind of with the attack. So instead of just going ba, it kind of goes ba 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 ba, is what I think of it as. Then I have that going on, and then I have this kind of horn line going on. I should just probably switch to galley view. Over here, and I have this interlocking thing right here. And then something I like to do with the trumpets a lot is do this kind of thing where I give them chords and kind of very EDM-esque. Or the explanation. Oh, you mean like the ones I'm making with my hands? That's good because like I talk with my hands sometimes. And then again, this is something you kind of have to do with high school bands is if you give them a tough solo, like this piccolo solo here, you kind of have to give them cues. And I kind of really didn't want any other instrument playing that just because it's not really less hard if you give that to another instrument, but the if I give it to the marimba, then I gave the marimba piccolo cues, which you don't really see very often, but I did it because I wanted to give someone a cue. In case the piccolo player isn't good enough to play that solo, I just gave it to the marimba, and the marimba should be able to play it okay. And then yeah, here comes the main melody. The clarinets and the saxophones have the melody here. Only the first alto, not the second, because it'll be a little overpowering if I do it that way. And then I have like the bass line playing like the off rhythms there. And then tuba comes in with that. And then I already told you about the bassoon cues. Bands are more likely to have a euphonium than a bassoon, so I gave the euphonium bassoon cues for that. And then I kind of brought this back right here. And then the saxophones come in doubling the horns when that sort of bell tone plays. And then I have these chords here. And these chords are interesting because this isn't galley view, so this really looks super spread out. But trust me, I had a system for this. I wonder if I can play... What instruments? Like here, here, here. If I can play the... But yeah, you see what I was kind of doing? It's kind of creating some motion, kind of giving certain instruments peaks at certain points and other instruments peaks at others. Create a kind of moving line. Like when this A flat resolves to this G natural here. When it resolves to this G natural right here, I wanted that to have an impact. And when this line here, I wanted that one to be forte, just kind of things like that to give him, to not make it so stagnant. Band composers recently. I guess, mainly see a composer scene. Yeah. I'm not sure what you're referring to. And then, of course, I have this line right here. I love this line. It was one of the first things I wrote. So yeah, I have the horns. Horns just playing F and then E flat underneath it. And then, just a pretty, simple, like, saxophone duet here. So what I want to explain now is kind of why I didn't just use the altos. The reason I use these ones, even though the altos could technically play it, is because the range of the saxophone matters also, not just the absolute pitch, but the range. These are in the upper range of these respective saxophones, and if I put them in the altos, they'd be kind of in the lower. The alto range is kind of more responsive, more like kind of airy, kind of breathy. And that's what I wanted. I wanted it to be more responsive. Not necessarily more honky like it's going to be if this was in the altos, but it's going to be more breathy if they were in the high register. And these are kind of in the higher register for these saxophones. The horn parts in the last section. Oh yeah, thank you. I like that. I like that too. Trailer music composers for film scores. Yeah, there's a little bit of a different world there, because here it's more music for live ensembles, and that's what I want to kind of. That's the world that I kind of want to support more. Is like the live ensemble, because I did write this for a live ensemble. That's why I didn't write this in a DAW. And yeah, and then I have the trombone line here. I decided to let the kiddies have a little fun because you know that they like these. And then, yeah. I got kind of the lightning-y sounds with the China cymbal. The China cymbal and the bass drum kind of work together here. I don't know why I decided to play the whole thing. I only select one line. But, I mean, you got it, right? And then bowed vibraphone, of course. Bowed vibraphone and the flutes are helping each other out on this. Again, sustaining a note above it to kind of give it some connection. Staggered so that they can breathe. So that the flutes can breathe. Flutes really need to breathe. Flutes need a lot of air. It's only just barely noticeable above this line. But it doesn't need to be noticeable. It just needs to be felt. Oh yeah, there'd be VOD. All of my streams are VODs. Not in the beginning, but all of them now. Yeah, I'll keep making a VOD. I probably won't go past like another half hour or so, but yeah, go. But yeah. It was nice chatting with you, though. I don't think I've streamed for this long in a really long time. Yeah. If a flute was asked to sustain this whole thing, yeah, no. This is like the maximum breath that they've had. Especially here. And then something that I really like to show off is this bit of spectralism here, because if you've listened to EDM, you kind of hear this like this bandpass filter sweep where it kind of goes, and that's kind of what I wanted to emulate here. I have very specific dynamic markings here, including in the bass. If I just grab this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and the timpani too, and the bass drum. Hopefully this works. It does. There, yeah, see? I kind of did that. The moment that because here I have the basses decrescendoing while the sopranos crescendo, so that way the upper instruments go up, and then the lower instruments go down, and then these go down, and then the bass fades back in. Something like that. It doesn't sound exactly right, because I didn't base it off of No Performer. I based it off of just kind of what I know about spectralism in general. Here I have... Yeah, it was super fun. I'm super glad you popped by. You're exactly the kind of person I make these videos for. See, here's something. I have a staccato line right here. I have something playing the staccato. Well, I have a line that includes staccato and legato parts, so da-da-da-da-da. And what I did here was I had the marimba playing the staccato parts and the vibraphone playing the sustained parts. So yeah, that's kind of something else. Just that. I have 7-bar phrase. It's actually... I personally think I did a pretty good job concealing the 7-bar phrase so that it's not too jarring. But yeah, and then that, clarinets, and then bassoon's a low note. It's pretty good for this. And then I have trombones sustaining their pedal note down here. This is a great note for a tenor trombone. Not a half step up, for sure, but that note, yes. And then yeah, I have sort spread out here, because this middle section here is really sort of like bouncing around. So bam, 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 bam. Different instruments have different things. pretty much there's no boring moment in this, even though it's quiet and slow. And yeah, I gave the flute something like this too. Not flutes, trumpets, of course. And then I also have, I talked about this before, but I have the timpani. Actually doubling the tuba on this line here. See, now I'm using it as a tonal instrument. See, using it as a drum, using it as a tonal instrument. And now bowed crotales. Now the vibraphonist passes over the bow to the mallets players, and the crotales get bowed. So things like glockenspiel, playing with a flicked fingernail. Although, of course, no performer can't really do that. One singular 6/4 measure, that's something I'd like to talk about, is how to write music not bound to a meter, but just doing kind of whatever makes sense. See, the line's just a little bit too long to fit in a 4/4 measure, so if you want to extend it a couple of beats, you totally can. And then kind of this, about the same thing. This rhythm is gonna be kind of tough for high school players, but they can totally do it. I believe in them. Yeah, so something like that. And then, you know, just kind of things like this, bouncing around different lines. This right here is pretty interesting. Is my piano still working? Okay, yeah. Perfect fifths get gradually more and more dissonant the lower down you go. And once you get to about here, they start to get kind of dissonant actually. And so I have them playing perfect fifths here. 2 tubas, bassoon, and bass clarinet. It's not exactly dissonant, but it's very rich, harmonically rich. Just because by the time the harmonics get to about this range right here, they're really close together. Normally, when the harmonics, if you play up here, the harmonics don't really meet until up here, so you don't really notice them that well. But if they're here, their harmonics start to interact and interfere about here, which is why you notice it a lot more. Okay, just kind of that. Gonna have that. Marimba and the vibraphone kind of working together here. And then yeah, this is where the fun begins. The marimba just kind of sustaining that whole, not sustaining, but doing that all over the place. And then this is where we have this kind of like woodwind bouncing around kind of solo thing. And then I wrote this line specifically so this little saxophone thing that I know the saxophones will love. Something to make it a little bit more EDM-ish. And I also always try and find ways to make the trumpets a little less like just fanfares, like cliche, like da 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 da. Like trumpets can do a lot more than just play like cheesy fanfares and things like that. So I kind of look for unique, creative things to do with them. And one thing I found that's pretty cool is to give them kind of rich, harmonically rich pad sounds things like that. Like they can be really useful because they're so harmonically rich. They can be really useful for things like that. And then I have this kind of coming back here leading up to the quote-unquote drop, I guess. There's not really a drop in trance music, but kind of when it picks back up again. And then I used, so it's a B flat minor. I used a B flat major chord as the pivot chord to go into C minor. And then something I kind of want to talk about here is the exact notes I wrote in this. So the main chord progression I have in this piece is 1 1 3 4 major and then back to 1 again. So but the way I wrote this line, the lower notes are descending, so they go like this, while the upper notes go like this. And this last one specifically creates a really open fifth. There's no third in that measure. So it'll sound something like this. There, you see what I mean? It kind of, the way I directed these lines to go, it gives it kind of a direction to let you know, because this line is continually ascending. It kind of carries the momentum forward to let you know, like, oh, this is getting more exciting. Like, this isn't the end. Even though there's fortissimo in the melodies, it kind of just lets you know, like oh, there's more to come, right? And then add the trumpets here. And then that same line from before, but this time it's in the trombones and also saxophones. And then here's where I have quite a few lines going on. One of the other ones is, one of the main ones is, I kind of want to play these individually for you. So yes, of course I have this going on with the previous ones, but it's offset by a fifth. Right here, let me show you. So originally, this isn't B flat minor, but you'll get it. So the original line goes, right? It starts on the tonic. This is in B flat minor. But I had to pause for a second there because my encoder stopped encoding and I kind of freaked out for a little bit. But this line over here is actually offset by a fifth. Because I wanted to, because in the beginning there wasn't even really a chord progression to go off of. I could just kind of play whatever. But here, I do actually have to follow the chord progression. Yeah, C, E flat, F major, C. So, instead of playing that, it's actually based on the fifth, not the tonic. No stream issues? Oh, good. yeah, sometimes my YouTube will say, connect your encoder to go live. Like, oh god, did something happen? And something always happens. One of the main things I did, I made a new melody for this line. It's actually not even meant to be like the main melody. It's just kind of like to go under. The instruments that I have playing this new melody are the bassoons, horns, first trombone, and euphonium. Horns are obviously a good choice for obvious reasons. Great. Nothing. Hi, how's it going? I think it translated. Yeah, hey. Hi. That's appreciated. I should stream this late more often. I just have to find a way to make streams fun for me. But I really like doing this. I really want to do more of this. I feel like this is engaging. I like teaching people orchestration. It's like, because what's a good thing in particular is that the euphoniums, because horns are good. I wanted the horns as the bass sound for this new melody, but the thing about the trombones, the euphoniums, and the bassoons is that they're really lyrical in this register. They, like this register for them, they can really sing in that register. And they can really play out. Yeah, see, like the horns form the bass, but these provide the really powerful singing lines that just really let it carry forward. And now I pass the new melody to saxophones and clarinets and the upper woodwinds. But this time it's different because it's not a 7-bar phrase. Again, I pulled a sneaky on you. That's a 7-bar phrase. And other lines I have here. Oh yeah. The bell fugue thingy. Not really a fugue. What am I thinking of? Canon? No. I don't know. I'm kind of a fake musician, guys. I don't actually know my musical terms. But yeah, I have... So what I have here is I have the glockenspiel playing this, the Crotales playing it 2 beats later, the same line, and the triangle mimicking the rhythm of the Crotales. So I have glockenspiel, Crotales, and triangle playing these. So yeah, pretty jolly, right? Did I mention this piece is called Petrichor? And what I have here is actually the clarinets, the flutes, and the piccolo helping out with that. The Crotales are, and plus, this I want to mention here, the brass mallets, the glockenspiel and the brass mallets, because I really, really want this line to just shine over everything, and brass mallets are loud, let me tell you. If glockenspiel with brass mallets, they're really heavy. Tung, 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 tung. Just metal on metal. That's just such a loud sound. But the Crotales, they're just loud by default. And so I have the flutes playing the flutes and clarinet, the first clarinet playing the line of the glockenspiel, and then the piccolo playing the line of the Crotales. Counts as a canon of sorts? Yeah, just whatever that's called. Whatever it's called when you play a line offset from each other. But then, yeah. And then, what I do is I have that line that I just showed you. What I have that line, the bell line, in the trumpet, while it's also playing the new melody. So I just want to show you what that sounds like. And there are some parts where it only interacts by only a half step, and I wanted that in there. Like right here. Because because the parts where it interacts only a step apart are the parts where I kind of want those chord extensions, like the add nines, things like that. So all these lines just kind of fit together. There's no one puzzle piece in here. And then here it's pretty interesting because here's pretty interesting. Well, I mean, not to toot my own horn so to speak. But I want to show this part off because it brings back the beginning. See, remember this line, right? The line that was in the beginning. This time I have it here, but it's spread out over several instruments. Right? So I think I'm just going to play this line in whole because like every instrument just has the melody at some point. So see here. Here's the trumpets. The horns. The flutes. Back to the low brass and low woodwinds. And then yeah, and the same thing, back to acrylic mallets. Brass mallets here would be super overpowering. But something I like, something I should, this right here. Is that neither of these instruments have the melody on their own, but together. Because this, it's the same as before, right? But only with this line right here do they actually form the melody. See, like that. And then, of course, this right here, it's the same chord progression, but I have the piccolo sustaining over, and then the bass drum doing that too, and then I have bowed vibraphone finishing it off. And then, of course, with our special bottle, let me switch back to page view. Because this is where the percussionist gets to whip out the old soda bottle, fill it with water, tune it to C, C3, and blow over it. And then, to finish out the piece, a sudden crash from the bass drum, and then down to niente. And yeah, that's petrichor. I'm really glad I got to show this off. Any questions? Did I leave anything out? Anything you wanted to look at more? Because I'm happy to do that. I don't want to put myself too high on a pedestal because I know you're all great composers. I just like answering questions. I just like teaching people things. That's like my thing. So, and it's actually also lines up pretty well with the time. Get a nice even number with how many hours I've streamed. I usually only stream for 2 hours. I ended up streaming for 3 this time. But yeah, I hope this is pretty good. Texture piece. Yeah, thank you. Sir, yeah, I appreciate the compliment. Yes, texture was the name of the game for this piece. I wanted something really, just really solid, something that really washes over you, not something that punches you or like energizes you, just washes over you. Petrichor, it's rain. Like it's rain. It's like that. It's like that smell, that feeling you get when it's raining outside. You know that feeling, right? I know you do. That's what this is. It's like a wash. It's like happiness. It's like good because I just wanted textures. There's a lot of textures of rain, and I just kind of wanted to visualize that. I like kind of want to imagize that, illustrate it, things like that. Yeah, I mean, if nobody has any questions, um, we kind of closing it out with just anything you might want to talk about. Again, I don't I've never really done this before. Because admittedly, I've never really had any viewers by the time I end streams, so allegedly, that's a nice stream box you got there. Yes, very nice. There's anything else we can kind of just go ahead and wrap up. Yeah, this was super fun. I love that. I think I found my thing. I think I found my. But then again, I have to have pieces to show off. I can't just do this every single time. But anything to add? Anything? Oh yeah. Yeah, no, this was super great. I had a great time. I'm super glad everyone that joined in could join in. And yeah, new viewer, new subscriber. That was pleasant, very pleasant surprise. They seemed very nice. They seemed very nice. I hope I can continue to do that. And yeah, I mean, wow, this is awkward. All right, great stream, everybody. We'll pick this up next week. Don't forget the bake sale on the 19th. Breeze being a covered dish. You know, I'm joshing. You can rip my compositions to shreds in the future. Like, oh yeah, I do plan on doing like viewer submitted things. Just kind of giving my there's not really any nice word to say this, right? Because if I say like criticism or like feedback, it makes me seem like I'm this like high up super master person. But like I'm not like that good. I like teaching people things, but I'm not gonna pretend I'm like some like grand master. But if I say something like opinions, it makes me feel like I'm just gonna listen to it and just say things like, analysis? Oh yeah. But if I say opinion, it makes it seem like it's like, oh, wow, that was super good. Oh wow, that was super bad. Like, oh, cringe. Like opinion is such a cringe word. But yeah, analysis, I guess that's a good way to put it. Yeah, viewer submitted pieces. That would be super good. And I could like mark them up and everything, kind of explain some things. And if you did something well, I could analyze it, turn that into a teaching moment. I turn that into a teaching moment, going like, hey, this is why this works. And if you didn't do something as well, then I would say something like, that would also be a teaching moment, right? Like, I'm not here to pretend like I'm some sort of grand master, like grand teacher or anything like that. I just like teaching people. That's really about it. Yeah. And your accomplishments. Why would that be clickbait? That's what I'm doing. Sometimes my mouth just works too fast for my brain. But I mean, yeah. The thing is now is I'm I'm really sorry. My glasses keep banging into my microphone. That's kind of been happening a lot. But I haven't been hearing it. I've only been feeling it. So that's probably loud for you. So yeah, sorry. But yeah, the problem is now, where do people go to submit that stuff? Like, how do I even let people know that they can do that? I want to get a Discord server, but having a Discord server with 40 subscribers just seems like arrogance to me. But I mean, yeah, again, there's oh man, so much. But I mean, yeah, I love this. I love this to death. Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. I mean, it was technically my pop filter, not my actual microphone. But yeah, if anything else, I just kind of want to say, not too small to have a Discord server. I mean, okay, I'm just gonna read that for self-assurance because it's like, I'm gonna choose to believe you. I've actually been working on a Discord server, but now it's just waiting until I'm quote unquote famous enough to actually feel like I deserve one. But I mean, yeah, maybe a Discord server, that would be kind of cool. I just need to learn how to like moderate one because I just need to learn how to because I'm just so afraid because I'm going to be like the only person in there to moderate it. I'm just going to get like a bunch of trolls and stuff. Like I'm scared of the trolls. And help with moderating. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't expect you to sit there 24/7 policing the damn thing. Just like if you could like recommend me some good tips, some good auto mods, some good rules to have. I mean, that would be great. I'm really glad. Yeah, I'm really glad you wanted to help me with that. Comes with time to learn to moderate. Hopefully. I mean, I wouldn't exactly call myself famous yet, so I think I'll learn. Yeah. Hopefully it's not going to be a trial by fire. That would be nice. I would hope it wouldn't be a trial by fire. But yeah, can't see myself not having a single troll for all of eternity. So there's going to be something. I don't know if you know this, but as a musician, I'm very sensitive. I'm scared of the trolls. Do you know how much? Look, having this voice, when you have this voice that you're listening to right now, you don't just get to post your voice on the internet and not get like bullied to all living hell, because I'm already having to read those comments and then funneling those people directly into a Discord server. Like, that just scares me. But yeah, and I'm on a bunch of servers already. One more is going to be an issue. Oh yeah, just another leaf in the pile. Happy to show you the ropes. Yes, I love ropes. I love ropes. Give me the ropes. Oh yes, all the ropes. Sucks to hear. Yeah, I mean, well, you probably won't run into as much trouble as you think you will. Yeah, but there is still going to be. Well, okay, I can stop talking about it. I'm just rambling on at this point. Desperately find a talking point. Desperately look for a talking point. Any talking point. I mean, yeah, it does sound really fun. I just have to. The thing I have to do is just kind of get into a place where I feel like I deserve it and feel like I actually did make a good Discord server. Again, well, you have Discord servers. You know what good Discord servers look like. Yeah, totally. I've got some ideas. I've got some plans. But yeah, I just kind of have to work for. I have to see you compose more. I will compose more. Don't worry. I'll compose, and I guess I'll analyze. I don't think I've ever done an on-stream analysis before. This was fun. Definitely more of those. Thread after the stream. Yes, definitely. Thank you. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of you coming. I appreciate all of those people, because even if all of those people that form the Himalayan mountains of my concurrent viewer chart, I appreciate all of them because they did make my view counter go up, whether they meant to or not. So, yep, I appreciate everyone that came. I appreciate everyone that stayed. I appreciate everyone that left. I just appreciate everyone that dropped in. This was great. I mean, it's on the hour now, so, and I don't really have too much to say about it, but yeah, I'm just grateful for you guys. There it goes again. My stupid glasses bump into my microphone. But yeah, I'll see you next week. Well, I mean, assuming you can make it, of course. Not like I'm forcing you into going next week, but next time I'll see you, I'll just see you. I'll be here next week, but it's not necessarily I'll see you. But yeah, we can use some sheet music analysis. Yeah, only one who does that. Only one who does that on occasion. Yeah, I'll be your resident orchestration gal, if you would like. But yeah. And again, there goes my current viewer counter to 4. I'm ending. I'm so sorry. I'll be here next week, I promise. But yeah, I'm super glad. Yeah, so thank you everybody. Thank you everybody that came. I'll see you. Oops. I'll see you next week. Bye. Stupid button every time. Bye, guys. You won't. This isn't the last you'll see of me.